when you talk about your IGST Act, the main objective of IGST Act actually is split into two. One, to find out the place of supply, therefore finding out whether it is interstate supply or intra-state supply. Secondly, the second objective is to distribute the IGST revenue. Because IGST revenue will go to the central government, then 50% will be retained by it, and how to give to the state government. Now, we are trying to understand three steps involved in the first process. What are the three steps involved in the first processes? First, you need to find out location of supplier. Then you have to find out place of supply. Finally, you have to find out nature of supply. First, location of supplier, then your place of supply, and finally you are going to find out your step 1, step 2 is place of supply, and finally you are going to find out nature of supply. When you want to find out location of supplier, how to find that location of supplier and even location of recipient is actually categorically given in your section 2 of IGST Act. This entire discussion is all based on your IGST Act. Then place of supply. Place of supply for goods is discussed in section 10 and section 11, and for services it is discussed in section 12 and section 13. For goods, section 10, section 11, and for services it is section 12 and section 13. And finally, when you're talking about nature of supply, that is discussed in section 7, section 8, section 9. So, when you talk about your three-step process for finding out your nature of supply, when I tell nature of supply, it means whether it is interstate supply or intrastate supply is found out by nature of supply. So, first step is location of supply, second step is place of supply, then evaluate both, then finally find out whether it is interstate supply or intrastate supply. Right? This is a three-step process to find out your nature of supply, intrastate supply or interstate supply. First, we'll see the first step. How to find out the first step. Before telling location of supplier or location of recipient, you should find who's supplier and who's recipient. Supplier is a very general definition. Generally, all the definitions that we are discussing here is from IGST Act, but this part of the definition is taken from your CGST Act. Supplier and recipient. Supplier means a person who's supplying the goods or services. Includes his agent. Agent is normal thing. Who's supplying it. But recipient does not mean the person who's receiving the goods or services. Recipient means a person who's liable to pay the consideration. Who's liable to pay the consideration. It doesn't mean who's receiving the goods or services. If a company is taking its employees on vacation, supplier is the hotel where the employees are staying, recipient is the company, not the employees who are getting those services. Recipient means who's liable to pay the consideration. Who's liable to pay the consideration. Yes, in a case where there is no consideration. When there is no consideration? In Schedule 1 cases, correct? When there is no consideration? When you are talking about your Schedule 1 cases. Then recipient means the person who's receiving the goods, receiving the services. Then recipient means the person who's receiving the goods, receiving the services. Supplier means person who's supplying the goods, services. Recipient does not mean receiving the goods, services. Recipient means the person who's liable to pay consideration if there is consideration. If there is no consideration, then recipient means the person who's receiving the goods or receiving the services. Read the full term. The person to whom the goods are delivered or made available, or to whom the possession or the use of goods is made available. In simple language, the person who receives the goods. The person to whom the service is rendered. In simple language, person who receives the service. So recipient, where there is consideration, means the person who is liable to pay consideration. Where there is no consideration, it means the person who receives the goods or receives the service. Now, once you find out who's supplier and who's recipient, you will be in a position to find out what is the location of the supplier and what is the location of the recipient. Now, all these definitions are taken from your IGST Act. Location of supplier, location of recipient, fixed establishment, etc. All these are taken from your IGST Act. Now, when you talk about location of supplier, the same is the definition of location of recipient. Wherever there is a term supply, you replace the term receipt. You replace the term, you change the word as received. For supplier, it is supply. For recipient, it is receipt. Same definition, same understanding. Where a supply is made or received at a registered place of business, that is your head office. That is your head office. It is location of such registered place of business. Where it is made from another place, which is a fixed establishment. What do you mean by fixed establishment? It is nothing but a branch. It is place other than the principal place of business, that is place of business, where there is sufficient degree of permanence, which means it is permanently that, it is not for temporary purposes, and there are sufficient human and technical resources. In simple language, branch. In CGST Act, this place of business is actually called as principal place of business, and this fixed establishment is actually called as additional place of business. Right now, why you don't use these terms? Reason is, additional place of business can be there in the state, but now you can have your main place of business in Delhi, but you can have a fixed establishment in Coimbatore. Now, they cannot be called as principal place of business and additional place of business because they are in different states. Each of those places will be principal place of business for that state. Therefore, they change the language as the main place of business and fixed establishment. Now, assume that I am the supplier of services located in multiple places. I have my branch in Delhi, I have my branch in Bangalore, I have my branch in Coimbatore. Delhi, Bangalore and Coimbatore. Now, when I have my branch in Delhi, Bangalore and Coimbatore, from where I am supplying my services, the place from where I am going to supply my services will be, no, it might be Delhi, it might be Bangalore, it might be Coimbatore, whichever is more directly concerned. Actually, all these 3 points are utter time pass. You can remember this as step 1. For finding out location of supplier of service, it is neither the registered place of business, the main place of business, nor the fixed establishment. It is that place which is more directly concerned. If my team of Delhi is giving that service, what is the location of supplier of service? Delhi. If my team of Bangalore is giving that service, what is the location of supplier of service? Bangalore. If my Coimbatore team is giving that service, what is the location of supplier of service? Coimbatore. Which is more directly concerned, most directly concerned or connected. It is neither the main registered place of business nor the fixed establishment, whichever is most directly concerned. I am repeating the example. I have my branches in Delhi, Bangalore, Coimbatore, and I am supplying a service. What is the location of supplier of service? That branch, be it Delhi or be it Bangalore or be it Coimbatore, which is most directly concerned. Place of business of fixed establishment which is most directly concerned. That is the supplier. If I tell my Coimbatore team is going to supply that service, my location of supplier of service is Coimbatore, and I may take the help of 1 or 2 members of Bangalore also. But still, what is most directly concerned? Coimbatore. Location supplier of services, Coimbatore, which is most directly concerned. What if I tell that I don't have any place of business or fixed establishment? Is it possible for me to provide service without a place of business or fixed establishment? Yes. Service sector, it is possible. I may not have any place of business or fixed establishment. Say, for example, commission agent or a faculty. They may not have any place of business or a fixed establishment. In that case, you don't have any place of business or fixed establishment. In that case, what will be the answer? We're talking about usual place of residence. So step number 1 is if you have a place of business or fixed establishment, it is that place of business or fixed establishment which is most directly concerned. If you don't have that, it is usual place of residence. Usual place of residence. Are you guys clear with this understanding? Are you guys clear with this understanding? By the way, if you look at things carefully, we are only talking about location of supplier of service. Same thing, recipient of services, we replace the term supply with receipt is location of recipient of service. We are not concerned with this, but we are focusing on location of supplier of service. Now, one doubt should come. What are the 3 steps which are involved? Location of supplier. Location of supplier. But strictly speaking, what we have seen is only location of supplier of service. Location of supplier of goods is not defined. Location of supplier of goods is not defined. What do you mean by location of supplier of goods? It is not defined. It's not defined. Then what is location of supplier of goods? No. It is the place from where you give instruction to move the goods. Supposing there is Mr. A in Tamil Nadu. He is selling the goods to Mr. B of Maharashtra, who's in turn selling the goods to Mr. C of Delhi, who's in turn selling the goods to Mr. D of Karnataka. It's goods, right? Now the first, there are totally how many contracts? How many contracts? No 4. There's no connection between A and D. There are how many contracts? Supply 1, supply 2, supply 3. Clear? Clear? Now, what if Mr. B tells that directly send the goods from Tamil Nadu to Karnataka? Rather, will not make it more complicated. We'll make it more simple. We'll talk about only A, B and C so that you understand the point. We'll not bring D and answer would be the same only. I'll just make it more simple so that you understand the crux of the issue. Mr. B in Maharashtra and Mr. C in Karnataka. So how many supplies are there? There are 2 supplies. There are 2 supplies. But Mr. B of Maharashtra tells that directly send the goods from Tamil Nadu to Karnataka. So supply are 2, but movement is only 1. By the way, A and C does not have any. A and C does not have any contract. Where is the location of supplier of goods for the first contract? Where is the location of supplier of goods for the first contract? For the first contract, supplier is who? Tamil Nadu. A of Tamil Nadu. So his location is Tamil Nadu. Where is the location of supplier of goods for the second contract? The goods never entered Maharashtra and left Maharashtra. But the control of moving the goods from Tamil Nadu to Karnataka was given from Maharashtra. So where is the location of supplier of goods? It is the place from where the instruction is given to move the goods. It may not be physically moving from that. If this will be understood only if you focus on Mr. B. Mr. A is very simple. Focus on Mr. B. Mr. B is selling the goods to Mr. C and his location of supplier of goods is Maharashtra. It is that place from where he is giving instruction to A to send the goods from Tamil Nadu to Karnataka. Physically, the goods never entered Maharashtra and the goods never left Maharashtra. But location of supplier of goods for Mr. B for the second contract. For Mr. B for the second contract is Maharashtra. It is the place from where the instruction is given. From where the instruction is given. For goods, it is implied. Therefore, they are not defined. For goods, it is very clear. From where the instructions are given, they are not defined. So, if I were to tell what is the location of supplier, location of supplier of goods is a place from where the instruction is given, not physically moved. From where the instruction is given. It is not defined in IGST Act or neither in CGST Act. Location of supplier of services, place of business of fixed establishment which is most directly concerned. If you have that, if you don't have that, usual place of residence. Usual place of residence. That is step number 1. That is step number 1. Are we guys clear with the step number 1? What is location of supplier of goods? Location of supplier of goods is from where the goods moves or from where the instruction is given to move the goods. Actual movement or instruction? Actual movement or instruction? Instruction. This will be very clear when we actually see your place of supply. Again, we will be repeating this. Instruction. It will be instruction. Where is the location of supplier of service? Is the location of supplier of goods defined in IGST Act? No. Where is the location of supplier of service? It is defined. If you have a place of business of fixed establishment, whichever is most directly concerned. If you don't have that, usual place of residence. Usual place of residence. Now, before seeing place of supply, first we will evaluate your nature of supply. First we will evaluate your nature of supply. So step number 1 is over. Now before seeing your step number 2, first we'll see nature of supply. Now till now, what was your understanding? Till now your understanding was very clear that if LOS, POS are in the same state, it is intra-state supply, CGST, SGST. If LOS and POS, location of supply, place of supply, are in different state, it is interstate supply, IGST. LOS, POS, same state. Intra-state supply. LOS, POS, different state. But that is only one part of the answer. That is only general answer. This is only the general answer. General case. If LOS and POS are in same state, it is intra-state supply. If LOS and POS are in different state, it is interstate supply. Correct? This is the general part of the answer. And general part, you have not only seen the general thing, not the exception. Now, there are lots and lots of special cases. There are lots of your special cases. You need to see the special cases. You will actually understand, yes, we have discussed this indirectly. Import of goods. Import of goods and import of service. Import of goods and import of service is always louder. Outside India to India. Outside India to India. Outside India to India. It is always interstate. It's always interstate. The difference is for import of goods, you need not even find place of supply. By default, it is interstate. For import of services, you have to see supplier is outside India, recipient is in India, and place of supply is in India. So you are required to find out. Without place of supply, you cannot decide whether it is import of services or not. Second difference, import of goods attracts customs duty. BCD, SWS plus IGST. Import of service attracts only IGST. Attracts only IGST. Outside in USA to India, inter or intra? USA to India, inter or intra? Louder. USA to India, inter or intra? Whether it is goods or services. Import of goods or import of services. Technical difference. Import of goods attracts customs duty, the breakup of which is BCD, SWS, IGST. Import of service attracts IGST. Second, for import of goods, you do not even find place of supply. By default, it is interstate supply. For import of services, the conclusion that it is interstate supply will be found only when you find out why. Because import of service has got 3 conditions. Supplier outside India, recipient in India, and place of supply. So only when place of supply is in India, finally when you find out, technically you will be categorizing it as a import of services. Right. Next, if I tell supplier is in India, supplier of goods. Now it is not only for goods or only for services, it is for both. Supplier of goods or supplier of services is in India. Place of supply is outside India. Supplier of goods or supplier of services in India and place of supply is outside India. India to USA. USA to India. Interstate. India to USA. India to USA. Louder. It is interstate. But again understand. Here I am required to find out place of supply. Only when you find out place of supply, only then two conditions are satisfied. Supplier is in India. Place of supply is outside India. Place of supply is outside India. You got that? So here I have to find out place of supply. Because LOS India, POS outside India. POS outside India. It is interstate. And people always think that if it is India to USA, it is always exports. No, it is not always export. It may be export, it may not be export. Because for export, you have to get convertible foreign currency. It may be export, it may not be export. It may be export, it may not be export. So always don't think that if LOS is in India and POS outside India, it is always export. No, it may be export, it may not be export. It is interstate, it is IGST. It is IGST, but it may be export, it may not be export. If it is export, zero rating will apply. What is zero rating? You don't pay output tax, but still you take input tax credit and you apply for the refund. Right. Now, another special point. Supply by SEZ or supply to SEZ. Whether I am purchasing from special economic zone or I am selling to special economic zone. SEZ is always treated like foreign territory within India. Foreign territory within India. Purchase from SEZ, interstate, IGST. Selling to SEZ, interstate, IGST. It is always interstate. That is, if at all I am sitting in Coimbatore, I am selling to a special economic zone in Coimbatore. Though LOS and POS are within Coimbatore, but the tax type will be IGST. The tax type will be, so whenever I am purchasing from SEZ or I am selling to SEZ, it is always IGST. It is always, even if it is in the same state, same city, same street. Even if it is in the same state, same city, same street, purchase from SEZ or sale to SEZ is always IGST. It's always IGST. And also understand that purchase from SEZ is IGST. Sale to SEZ is IGST. But what is zero rating? Zero rating is only sale to SEZ, supply to SEZ. What are the two cases of zero rating? Export of goods and services, supply to SEZ. See, understand the difference. Supply by SEZ is also IGST. Supply to SEZ is also IGST. But what is zero rating? Only supply to SEZ, where you will not pay output tax, but still you will get the input tax credit and you will claim the refund. You will claim the refund. But if you see carefully, if you see things carefully, when you are talking about SEZ transaction, by SEZ or to SEZ, you need not find place of supply. You need not even find. By default, it is IGST. If it is import of goods, you need not even find place of supply. By default, it is IGST. If it is supply by SEZ or supply to SEZ, you need not find place of supply. You need not find place of supply. By default, it is IGST. And finally, if you're talking about supply of goods to tourist, not Indian tourist, international tourist, foreign tourist, international tourist who stay in India is not more than 6 months. Who staying in India for not more than 6 months. Legitimate non-immigrant purposes. For legitimate non-immigrant purposes. He comes, stays for 2-3 months, not more than 6 months and goes out. If you're giving goods to that tourist, it is always interstate. It is always interstate. Here also, you need not find out place of supply. Supposing, what is the place in India where tourists goes a lot? Any place in India where you find tourists, maximum number of tourists? One is Goa, Now, do you think that if a person who's a tourist in coming in Goa and I'm the shop owner, if I am giving the goods, I have to always charge? It really practically doesn't happen because till he gives me a proof that he is an international tourist, till he gives me his visa copy, what I'll do? I'll treat him as normal B2C customer. I will not charge IGST. I will charge CGST plus Goa SGST. Plus Goa SGST. But yes, if he gives me a proof that he's an international tourist by giving a copy of visa and he's aware of the provisions. So why he will be aware of provisions? Because when he goes out, he'll get the refund of this GST. When he goes back to his country, he'll get the refund of this GST. If at all he's aware, then he'll tell that he's an international tourist. He'll give me a proof of his visa. Then I'll charge IGST. Then I'll charge IGST. Out of these 5 special cases, please look at these 5 cases carefully. There are 3 cases where you did not even find place of supply. Import of goods, supply by SEZ or supply to SEZ, and supply of goods to tourist. And be very careful, here it is only supply of goods to tourist. You are not talking about services. Services will not be taken back, intangible. Only goods will be taken back by the tourist. Services will not be taken back by the tourist. So it is supply of only goods to international tourist. In 3 cases, without even finding out place of supply, you decided that it is interstate supply, which means it is IGST. It is IGST. So there are few cases where you don't even find first step and second step. You don't even evaluate first step and second step. Directly you conclude that they are IGST transaction. Import of goods, supply by SEZ, supply to SEZ, supply of goods to foreign tourist. By default, they are interstate supply, IGST transaction. You need not evaluate step number 1, location of supplier. Step number 2, place of supply. By default, they are IGST transaction. There are other 2 cases where they are by the IGST transaction, but for that you have to find out place of supply. What are they? Import of services. It is IGST, but for that you have to find out place of supply. Secondly, location of supplier in India, place of supply outside India. It is IGST transaction, interstate supply. But for that you have to find out place of supply, and that should be outside India. That should be outside India. Are you guys clear with this entire understanding? Out of 5 special cases, 3 cases without even finding out place of supply, it is IGST. No step 1, no step 2, it is IGST. Other 2 cases, you have to find out place of supply. Once you find out place of supply, that is, it is importation of services, IGST. Or LOS is in India, location of supplier India, place of supply outside India, it is IGST. Whether it is export or not, it is IGST. It may or may not be export, but it is IGST transaction. Now, only in a normal case, if at all you're not talking about the special cases, how to read special cases? 5 cases are there, but read it as 3 plus 2. Read it as 3 plus 2. Special cases in total, how many are there? 5, but always try to read it as 3 cases are place of supply is not required, 2 cases are place of supply is required. General case we have already discussed, and we have been discussing right from the beginning. LOS, POS, same state, intrastate supply, CGST, SGST. LOS, POS, different state, interstate supply, IGST. But what if I tell that there is a residuary scenario where you are not sure whether it is intrastate supply or not? In general case, there is a residuary scenario. In general case, there is an exception. So general case, you have to read it as 1 plus 1. There is an exception. That is an exception. Now, what is that exception? Where you are unable to find out any answer. You are unable to find out any answer. If you are unable to find out any answer, by default, it will be treated as IGST. By default, it will be treated as IGST. So, is it possible that we are not able to find out the answer? I'll explain this with one of the RCM case. There's one of the RCM scenario where it is called as security lending scheme. Security lending scheme. There is a lender of security and there is a borrower of security. Supposing I am the lender of security, and Praveen Jain is the borrower of security, and this lending happens via stock exchange regulated by SEBI, happens via stock exchange, right? If I have shares which are of no use for me because I'm a long-term investor, but Praveen Jain wants to do short-term trading. My shares I'm not even anyways going to sell. So what I do, I give these shares to Praveen Jain for lending so that he need not purchase the entire shares. He'll take the shares on lending. He'll do short-term trading for a few months. After that, again, I'll be return those shares. It is just like I have an empty space. I'm not using it. I'm giving for renting. The same way, ownership was always with me, still remains with me. The only thing is, if I'm giving those shares for lending, say for 3 months, 3 months I cannot sell it. For 3 months, those shares, he'll be doing something. Can I directly deal with him? No. If I directly deal with him, he'll run away. So all it is routed through stock exchange. So stock exchange will take care that within 3 months, whatever he does, whether he gets profit or not, he'll return back the shares. Again, the shares will come to me. I was the owner. I am still the owner only for the period of 3 months where I was still the owner, but I could not trade with it. I could not sell it. Now this is called as security lending scheme. This is called as security lending scheme. Security lending scheme, where lender is the supplier, borrower is the recipient. Obviously, there will be lending charges. There will be lending charges, and this case is covered under RCM. This case is covered under RCM. Now, when this case is covered under RCM, recipient, say Praveen Jain, has to pay RCM. But what is the problem? You can find out place of supply, but Vishal Jain and Praveen Jain, lender and borrower, will not know each other. Though we might be in the same state, same city, same street, same building, having a cup of tea and coffee together daily, but we'll not know that I am the lender, he is the borrower. So here, who's going to pay GST? Who's going to pay GST? Borrower. Who's this borrower? Recipient. Now, for finding out whether it is CGST, SGST, you do require what things? You require location of supplier and place of supply. You can find it out. But he can never find out. Praveen Jain can never find out location of supplier because he does not know who's the supplier. Both these people will not know each other. It is all routed via stock exchange. Identity will not be known. When the recipient does not know who's the supplier, can he know location of supplier? When recipient does not know who's supplier, can he know location of supplier? Now this case is under RCM, and this is a classic example where I'm falling under general case, but I'm not able to find out either LOS or POS. In this case, I'm not able to find out location of supplier. So it will be always IGST transaction, even if supplier is located in Maharashtra, even if the recipient is there in Maharashtra, it will not be CGST, SGST transaction, it will be IGST transaction. It will be IGST transaction. Clear? Clear? So by this, we have seen this RCM entry as well as this RCM will always be IGST. This RCM will always be IGST. Why? The recipient here, if at all anyone wants to find out whether it's CGST, SGST or IGST, he should know two things, LOS and POS. This recipient will not even know the supplier. Forget about finding LOS. Therefore, it will be by default IGST. Now, if you see general case, you will get an understanding. If LOS, POS in same state, intrastate, CGST plus SGST. If LOS, POS in different state, interstate, IGST. But if you are not able to find either LOS or POS, then it is always interstate. It is always interstate. So that is everything about your nature of supply. Section 7 read along with section 8. Section 7 read along with section 8. Interstate supply and intrastate supply. If you see all these cases, there is only one case which is intra-state supply. Everything else was special cases. All the 5 special cases are interstate supply. In 3 cases, place of supply is not at all required. In 2 cases, place of supply is required, but it is interstate supply. And in general case, in exception scenario, it is always, if you don't know LOS, POS, it is always interstate supply. If you know it, it may be intrastate, it may be interstate. It may be intrastate, it may be interstate. That is all about section 7 and 8. And section 9 is an utter time pass section. It talks about what if your LOS or POS is in territorial waters of India. And I'll explain this with a very simple example, and by default you'll have an answer. What if I tell that you're talking about Tamil Nadu and say Andhra, right? What if I tell that is location of supplier is in Tamil Nadu, place of supply is in territorial waters, place of supply is in water. It can be in water area as well. If you see place of supply, they'll define a place. It can be in water as well. If you find out place of supply, it may be a particular place. It may be a particular place. Now, tell me whether it is CGST, SGST or IGST. They logically tell that first, from all those states which are near that place of supply, try to find out the nearest distance. Tamil Nadu will try to give the lowest or shortest distance. Tamil Nadu tells that our shortest distance is 11.5 nautical miles, measurement of sea, nautical miles. And Andhra Pradesh tells that our shortest distance from our baseline, any baseline, to this place of supply is say 10.8 nautical miles. So where is the place of supply? Louder. What will be the tax type? Location of supply, Tamil Nadu, place of supply. Andhra, it will be IGST. But if I change this question and if I tell that Andhra Pradesh tells that our shortest distance is 7.8 nautical miles, then what is the place of supply? Tamil Nadu. Then what will be the tax type? CGST, SGST. Why? LOS is in Tamil Nadu, place of supply is in Tamil Nadu, it will be CGST, SGST. So you will select, every state will give the shortest distance. You select the lowest among that. In this case, what is the lowest? 11.5. So what will be the place of supply? Tamil Nadu. LOS Tamil Nadu, POS Tamil Nadu, CGST, SGST. If Andhra tells that no, our nautical miles is not 11.8 nautical miles, our shortest distance is 10.5 nautical miles. So ours is the shortest distance and not Tamil Nadu. Then what will be the place of supply? Then the place of supply suddenly will become Andhra Pradesh. So LOS Tamil Nadu, POS Andhra Pradesh, it will be IGST. That is section 9. Right. Now, section 9 is only a clarification. If you have multiple states, because it is the place of supply or LOS is in a water area, how to decide which state? Take the shortest distance from each of the states, and which is lowest will be the state where LOS is there or where POS is there. Right. So that is section 9 for you. Now, coming back to the basic question, what are the three steps? What Step number 1. What is step number 1? Finding out location of supplier. Location of supplier of goods is not defined, whereas location of supplier of services defined. Location of supplier of goods is from where instructions given. Location of supplier of services, place of business of fixed establishment which is most directly concerned. If that is not there, usual place of residence. Then step number 2 is place of supply, which you have to see. Step number 3 is nature of supply. Step number 3 is nature of supply. Till now, our discussion was always, general mindset of the students is always it is CGST, SGST or IGST, correct? Yes, generally it is true. But there are certain special cases by default where it is always IGST. And out of which there are 3 cases where you need not even find out place of supply. By default it is IGST. Import of goods by default BCD, SWS, IGST. Supply by SEZ, supply to SEZ, by default it is IGST. By default it is IGST. Supply of goods to tourists, international tourists under section 15, by default it is IGST. There are other 2 cases where you have to find out POS, then find out it is IGST or not. Import of service. First of find POS, then determine that it is import of service, IGST. LOS India, POS outside India. First find out POS is outside India, then decide that it is IGST. It may be export, it may not be export. And you find out your nature of supply. But technically it is the 3rd step. In exam, first evaluate LOS, then POS. Please understand, if you get any of the 5 special cases, or out of which you are talking about 3 special cases, 5 special cases, forget about 2, 3. For those 3 cases, step 1, step 2 not relevant. Step 1, step 2, by default it is IGST transaction. For other cases, you have to go to step 1 and your step 2, then decide whether it is CGST, SGST or whether it is IGST transaction. What is your step 2? Place of supply. Place of supply. So when you talk about your place of supply, section 10 and section 11 deals with goods. Section 12, section 13 deals with services. Place of supply for goods is discussed in section 10 and section 11. And place of supply for services discussed in section 12 and section 13. Now out of that, section 10 talks about place of supply for goods where it is not dealing with import and export, which means within India. Within this, the goods are moving within India. Section 11 talks about import and export. Import and export. Section 12 talks about again within India. LOS and LOR are there in India. Are there in India. Section 13. Either LOS or LOR is outside India. In simple language, domestic transaction of goods. Domestic transaction of goods is discussed in section 10, and domestic transaction of services is discussed in section 12. International transaction of goods, import export, is discussed in section 11. International transaction of services, where either supplier, location of supplier or location of recipient is outside India, which means international transaction. Which means international transaction is discussed in section 13. Is discussed in section 13. Are you guys clear with this entire understanding? So when you talk about domestic transaction of goods, section 10. International transaction of goods, import export, section 11. Domestic transaction of services, section 12. Both LOS, LOR in India. Both supplier and recipient are in India. International transaction of services, section 13. Either location of supplier or location of recipient is outside India. Either or. International transaction. So that is the outline of your 3rd step, which is place of supply. Section 10 is place of supply for goods other than import and export. In simple language, place of supply for goods, domestic transactions. Place of supply for goods, domestic transactions. Domestic transactions. Now, we'll see the categorization here, where supply involves movement of goods, where there is supply but there is no movement of goods, or where you're talking about goods are delivered by supplier to recipient or any other person on direction of 3rd person. ABC on direction of 3rd person. This is all with respect to This is all with respect to B2B transactions. This is all with respect to B2B transactions. Then there's one more point here for B2C transaction, fourth case. 3 cases for B2B, 1 case for B2C. B2C. B2B means recipient is registered, B2C means recipient is unregistered. Then next is goods are assembled or installed at site, special cases, or goods are supplied on board a conveyance. On board a conveyance. These are all special cases. We'll give this in a simple manner, that where you're talking about B2B transactions. First, we'll split that into B2B and B2C. B2B, B2C, then special. Special, B2B, B2C and special. Rather, we'll make it more clear. General transactions, special transactions. General transactions B2B, B2C. Special transactions, you're talking about goods assembled at site and goods sold on board a conveyance. So in general, you have 2 categories. In special, you have 2 categories. In general, in B2B, you have 3 situations. You have 3 situations where there is supply and movement, where there is supply but no movement, where there is supply but no movement, and where supply is through a third person. Supply is through a third person. B2C, B2C, recipient's address is known, recipient's address is not known. Recipient's address is known, recipient's address is not known. Even knowing the state is equal to address, not the entire address. So there is a clarification. Just knowing the state is sufficient. You need not know the entire address, knowing the state is sufficient. Now, let us talk about place of supply for all of them. Place of supply, what we are talking about first is general category B2B, where supply involves movement of goods. Where supply involves movement of goods. Place of supply is a place where the movement of the goods terminates for delivery. The movement of the goods terminates for delivery to the recipient. Termination of goods, where the movement of the goods ends. Where the movement of the goods ends. Where the movement of the goods ends. Where it is to a third person, 3 persons are involved. Place of supply is the principal place of business. Principal place of business. Principal place of business of the third person. We'll understand it. Principal place of business of the third person. Where supply is there, but there is no movement. Where supply is there, but there is no movement. Place where the goods are delivered. Constructive delivery. Place where the goods are delivered. This delivery means constructive delivery, handed over. Ownership is handed over. Ownership is handed over. B2C transaction. Recipient address is known. It is location of recipient. Recipient address is not known. Location of supplier. Location of supplier. If recipient address is known, location of recipient. If it is not known, your own location. Location of supplier. Special cases, where you are supplying the goods which are assembled. Then this place where assembly happens. Location of assembly. Place where the goods are assembled. Place where the goods are actually assembled. Place where the assembling actually happens. Where goods are supplied on board a conveyance, which means goods are sold during the journey of a conveyance. It is place where the goods are taken on board. Taken on board. Where the goods enter. Where the goods enter. Now, this makes my job very simple, that this is everything about your Section 10. Section 10. Where you're talking about goods. Place of supply for goods other than import and export. Domestic. Now let us see point by point with examples. Now, when you're talking about the first case, I'll just give an example. Just focus on the example and find it very straightforward. Very straightforward thing. You're talking about a scenario where supplier is, and first of all, we are talking about what? We are talking about general case and the recipient is registered. Recipient is. So now you have to assume that in all my examples, recipient is registered. Where supply involves movement. I am in Tamil Nadu, my customer is in Maharashtra. I am in Tamil Nadu, my customer is in Maharashtra. What is the place of supply? What is the place of supply? Normally think of it. I am in Tamil Nadu, my customer is in Maharashtra. What is the place of supply? Maharashtra. How? Where the movement of the goods terminates for delivery to the recipient. Where the goods are going to end. Where the movement is going to end. Maharashtra. Maharashtra. Clear? Now, if I talk about a situation where supply is through third person, and in all the cases, please assume that recipient is registered. Recipient is registered. Where supply is via a third person. Supply is via a third person. Now, for this, we'll take the same example that we have taken earlier. Mr. A is there in Tamil Nadu. Mr. B is there in Maharashtra. And Mr. C was there in Karnataka. Correct? You already have taken this example. Correct? Now, how many supplies are there? Supplies are 2. Supply 1, supply 2. How many movement is there? Directly the goods are moving from Tamil Nadu to Karnataka. So, movement is only 1. There is no contract between A and C. There is only movement. B has ordered. Now, let us evaluate about Mr. A. Where is the location of supplier? Location of supplier is Tamil Nadu. Where is the place of supply? Where is the place of supply? Now, they call Mr. B as the third person. Technically, he is not the third person. For Mr. A, he is the recipient. But for some reason, they are calling Mr. B as the third person. What is the place of supply? Principal place of business of? 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 So, where is the place of supply? Where is the place of supply? Maharashtra. Principal place of business of third person. CGST, SGST or IGST? Normally, you would have said A is selling to B. A in Tamil Nadu, B in Maharashtra. Your answer would have been same thing only. But now we are trying to find out the words and exactly connect with the dots. This is in terms of your section 10(1)(b). Now, what about second transaction? We have to even analyze second transaction. Second supply. Where is the location of supplier? Where is the location of supplier for Mr. B? Maharashtra. The place from where instruction is given is the location of supplier. Place from where instruction is given is the location of supplier. Where is the place of supply for Mr. B? Louder. Louder. Karnataka. Where the movement of goods terminates for delivery. In the second transaction, movement is happening not from B to C, but it is happening from A to C. So, this is in terms of section 10(1)(a). If you see A to B, place of supply is in terms of 10(1)(b), which is principal place of business of third person. They call Mr. B as, in reality, Mr. B is recipient for Mr. A, but they call him as third person. Now, for the second transaction, place of supply is Karnataka. B to C, movement is not from B to C, but movement is happening. B to C, B is selling to C. Though movement is not from B to C, movement is from A to C. So movement is happening. So when movement is happening, it is where the movement of goods terminates for delivery. Where is that place? Karnataka, section 10(1)(a). For the second transaction, answer is given by section 10(1)(a). And here it is given by 10(1)(b). Are you clear with this understanding? Are you guys clear with this understanding? Even if I would have said, ask you normally, you would have sent the same answer. If I tell Mr. A in Tamil Nadu is selling to Mr. B in Maharashtra, your answer would be place of supply is louder. Louder. Same thing. Now you have found by words. Mr. B of Maharashtra is selling to Mr. C of Karnataka. Your place of supply would have been louder. Answer would have been the same in your mind. But now you know the wordings and the provisions. Clear? Now, what if I tell that it is B to B case, but there is no movement at all? There is absolutely no movement. If I decide to sell this entire equipment, the system, tab, camera to this particular premises, whether there is supply made by me to ICI? Yes or no? Yes. Whether there is any movement? There are only two parties. Supplier is VJ, recipient is ICI. There are only two parties involved. Whether there is sale of this entire set, instrument set? Yes. Whether there is any movement? No. What is the place of supply? Where the goods are delivered, handed over, constructive delivery. Constructive, where the goods are located now. This place, this particular place, this would be the place of supply. This would be the place of supply, where the goods are handed over or delivered. When I tell handed over or delivered, it means constructive delivery. Ownership is transferred. I give the passwords, etc., all these things, and I give the ownership. I'll give you a better example. I'm there in Tamil Nadu. I'm renting a machinery to a person in Maharashtra. I'm there in Tamil Nadu. I'm renting a machinery to a person in Maharashtra. Supply of goods or supply of service? Louder. Supply of service, place of supply will be decided by section 12. Will not test here. After giving that machinery for rent for 5 years, I sell the machinery to him. After 5 years, I sell that machinery to him. Now is it supply of goods or supply of service? Louder. So renting is supply of service, not test in section 10. But after 5 years, I am selling the machinery. Now it is supply of goods. Machinery is with whom? The person in Maharashtra. Have I sold the machinery? Yes. When the machinery is moving? No. It is already with him. Where is the place of supply? Maharashtra. Why? Even if I normally said that supplier is in Tamil Nadu, customer is in Maharashtra, and machinery is sold to a person in Maharashtra, your answer would have been Maharashtra only. But now how is that? Is there any supply? Yes. After 5 years. Is there any movement? No. What is the place of supply? Where the goods are delivered or handed over. So it is Maharashtra. IGST transaction. B to B case is over. And B to C actually is very simple. Directly question itself, the situation itself has got an answer. If my customer is unregistered in any of the case, now my assumption is my customer is unregistered. If I know his address, it is location of his address. We are there at the border of Tamil Nadu. If a customer is coming from Kerala and purchasing the goods, if I know his address, if he is regularly coming to my shop and if I know his address, I'll put it as place of supply as Kerala. But if I have a shop in the border of Tamil Nadu and people from Kerala keep coming and purchasing it, B to C, I don't know his address. Supposing you're having a shop in a mall, a lot of people will be coming and purchasing in a mall. Do you think that they know your address? No. They might take your mobile number, but do they know your address? No. Whether you are coming from the same state or other state or even foreign country, what tax they'll charge? CGST and SGST. Why? Place of supply is location supplier. Location supplier is Tamil Nadu. Place of supply is also Tamil Nadu. Therefore, CGST, SGST. Are you guys clear with this understanding? Why a shop owner in mall always charges CGST, SGST whether the customer is coming from within the state, Tamil Nadu, or outside the state, say from Maharashtra, or outside the country, say USA? Because it is B2B case and he is not knowing the address, place of supply is his own location. So his location of supply is Tamil Nadu, place of supply is also Tamil Nadu, CGST, SGST. Clear? Clear? So that is for general case B2B and B2C. What about special cases? What about special cases? When the goods are assembled. If I am selling a particular machinery which is assembled, I am in Tamil Nadu, I am selling a machinery to a customer in Maharashtra. But that machinery will go and be assembled in Uttar Pradesh. I am in Tamil Nadu, supplier Tamil Nadu, customer, recipient Maharashtra. But the machinery is given in Uttar Pradesh and assembled at Uttar Pradesh. What is the place of supply? Uttar Pradesh, not Maharashtra. Special cases. It is not Maharashtra. No, it is a place where the goods are assembled. Understand that that particular customer in Maharashtra, he is doing something in Uttar Pradesh. He is purchasing machines. He should have taken registration in. If he is doing something in Uttar Pradesh, he should have taken registration in. Place of supply is not Maharashtra. Place of supply is Uttar Pradesh. Place of supply is Uttar Pradesh. Supplier Tamil Nadu, customer or recipient in Maharashtra, but the goods are given and assembled in Uttar Pradesh. Place of supply is Uttar Pradesh. In another special case, where the goods are sold on board. This is a very common thing. Can you tell when you are traveling, what are the goods which are sold on board? Any example that you have? When you are in travel, there are certain goods sold to you when you are on board a conveyance. On board a conveyance. Any example for that? Button? Louder. Goods are sold on conveyance. Louder. Food. Food is not a classic example here. It is service. I was expecting only that answer first. It is supply of service. But we are focusing on what? But wait. I think she has at least highlighted some other answer. If not food, there will be Pepsi which is being sold. Lace which is being sold. There will be imitation jewelry which comes and being sold at times. T-shirts will be sold. People will come and sell the t-shirts. Books, newspapers, these are all goods. Why I am talking about Pepsi and Lays as goods? Because it is pre-packed. It is pre-packed. It is goods. But normal food that you said is not pre-packed. That is service. That is service. That is so goods on all conveys that. That will be Pepsi, which is goods. Lays, which is pre-packed goods. Imitation jewelry, T-shirts, books, newspapers. These are all goods supplied on board a convey. Someone will be coming and selling you. We are talking from his point of view. We are talking from his point of view. Supposing a train journey starts at Kanyakumari and it is ending at Ladakh. Kanyakumari to Ladakh. And I am the seller who is selling T-shirts. I enter at Tirupur. I enter at Tirupur. I enter at Tirupur. And all of you are the passengers in that particular train. And all of you have purchased T-shirt. One may have purchased at Tirupur, one may have purchased at Salem, one may have purchased at Bangalore, etc., etc., etc. Location of supplier of mine is Tirupur. Where is the place of supply? Where is the place of supply? I took 100 T-shirts when I entered the train at Tirupur. I sold 40 T-shirts. First, make it very clear, we are only talking about 40 T-shirts. I took 100 T-shirts when I entered the train. I sold how many? Supplies of 100 T-shirts or 40 T-shirts? So, we are trying to find out place of supply only for those transactions where supply happened. We are not concerned with 60 T-shirts, 40 T-shirts. Where is the place of supply? When they are taken on board, which means when they were taken on board, the train started from Kanyakumari. It is ending at Ladakh. When the T-shirts are taken on board, louder, louder, Tirupur. The T-shirts are taken on board on at Tirupur. Place of location supply is also Tirupur. Place of supply is also Tirupur. Normally it will be CGST, SGST transaction. Whether the customer purchase at Tirupur or say Salem or Madurai or say Bangalore or any other place, not relevant. But also make sure that we are not talking about all 100 t-shirts. We are only talking about 40 t-shirts. We are only talking about 40 t-shirts. That's everything about your section 10 for goods, domestic, transaction, general, 2 categories, special, 2 categories. General, B2B, subcategories 3, B2C, subcategories 2. Special, there are only 2 categories, assembly of goods and goods sold on board a conveyance. That's everything about your section 10. Now, when you talk about your section 12, that section 12 talks about what? Place of supply for services, domestic transaction. Why? Because LOS and LOR in India. Both location of supplier and location of recipient are in India. Now, there is a general rule for your section 12 and then there are special cases. And if you see the general rule, you'll find that it is quite similar to what we are discussing in section 10. It's quite similar to what we have already covered in section 10. But before we take that, please understand that we have bifurcated your entire section 12 into 2 parts. Place of supply where the answer is based on registration status of the customer, recipient. And place of supply where the answer is not based on registration status of the recipient. Place of supply where the answer is based on registration status of the recipient, and place of supply where answer is not based on registration status of the recipient. Now, when you talk about place of supply where answer is based on registration status of the recipient, there is a general case. If a particular service is not covered anywhere, you will come here. You will come here. If it is covered in special cases, you will not come here. So, general case, what is the answer? If your customer is registered, B2B, I'll call it as B2B. I'll not write it as supply to registered person or all. If it is B2B transaction, if it is B2B transaction, location of such registered person. If it is B2C transaction, it is B2B transaction. If address is known to you on record, location of recipient. If address is not known to you, location of supplier. It seems very familiar. Just like the summary of section 10. They have summarized it. B2B, location of registered recipient. B2C, if address is known, location of recipient. If not known, your own location. When I tell place of supply is also location of supplier, it is always CGST SCC. Why? Location of supplier is, say, Tamil Nadu. Place of supply is also location of supplier, say, Tamil Nadu. It will be always CGST SCC transaction. General case. This is nothing but a revision of section 10 again. General section of section 12 itself is revision of section 10. Then special cases. One by one we have to see special cases. What is the first special case? We are talking about service in relation to training or performance appraisal. Service in relation to training or performance appraisal. You are talking about performance related services on individuals. Performance related services on individuals, training and performance appraisal. In such a case, if it is B2B, if it is B2B, location of registered person. If it is B2C, it is where the performance happened. Location of performance. Location of B2B, location of registered recipient. B2C, location where actual performance happened. Rather, you have one more performance related services. Where you're talking about restaurant, outdoor catering services, personal grooming, fitness, beauty treatment, health services, including cosmetic and plastic surgery. Why I'm comparing both? Both are related to performance. If that person is there, I can give the service. If that person is there, I can give the, whether it is training or performance appraisal, training services, or whether it is restaurant or outdoor catering or personal grooming services or fitness or beauty treatment, health services, including cosmetic and plastic surgery. Only if that person is there, I can give my service, performance related services. Here, whether it is B2B or B2C, answer is place of performance. Answer is location of performance. Now, how to differentiate it? How to differentiate it? I'll give an example to make you understand this. Here, you're talking about training, performance appraisal. Here, you're talking about restaurant, outdoor catering, etc. etc. Correct? Both are performance based services. Now, in both the cases, we'll always fix location of supplier as Tamil Nadu. If the performance is happening in Maharashtra, if the performance is happening in, say, USA. Performance is happening in Maharashtra, performance is happening, say, in USA. It can happen. An outdoor caterer can go outside India and give his services there in India. Personal grooming. There is I am supposing involved in personal grooming services. There is a movie which is taking place, shooting is taking place in USA. I am person appointed for personal grooming for that actor. Performance is where? USA. Now, where is the place of supply? Where is the place of supply? Location of recipient is say Karnataka. Location of recipient is say Karnataka. B2B case, B2C case. If it is B2B case, if it is B2B case, if it is B2B case, training and performance appraisal, what will be the answer? Answer will be Karnataka, Karnataka for training and performance appraisal. If it is B2C, where performance happens, Maharashtra, USA. Maharashtra, USA. But if it is restaurant, outdoor catering, personal grooming, fitness, etc., 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 then B2B or B2C is not relevant. Whether it is B2B or B2C, location of performance, Maharashtra. Whether it is B2B or B2C, USA. Are you guys clear with this understanding? Are you guys clear with this understanding? So that's a comparison which is required. For what? For performance related services. For both these categories are what? They are performance related services. One is training, performance appraisal, and other is all the other performance based on individuals, be it restaurant or outdoor catering or health services, fitness, cosmetic, plastic surgery, etc., etc. One place B2B, B2C is relevant. In other place, whether it is B2B or B2C, it is the same answer. Location of performance. Location of performance. Right. Now, we'll go to the next part. Next part is event. Next part is event. Organization of an event, including ancillary services, including sponsorship. So there's an event which is organized, say for example, IPL event. Organization of an event and ancillary services. Also sponsorship is covered here. Also sponsorship is covered here. If it is B2B, location of registered person. If it is B2C, then wait, you have to think. If the location is in India, where the event is held. If the location is outside India, then it is location of recipient. B2B, location of registered recipient. B2C, location in India, where the event is there. Location outside India, now they don't focus on event, they focus on location of recipient. But wait, for event, that is one more category of services where you're talking about admission to any event, not only event, admission to amusement park or any other place, and ancillary services. Here they talk about event as well as fixed place, that is any amusement park or any other place. Zoo. Right. See, difference between event and amusement park. Event place will keep changing, but that amusement park or any other place will remain fixed. So here they are not talking about organization of an event. They are talking about admission. In simple language, ticket. In simple language, ticket. Where is the place of supply? Place of supply is where the event is held or where the park is located. If it is event will keep changing where the event is held or where the amusement park or any other place is located. What is the difference? There they are talking about organization of event. Here they are talking about admission to event. Organization, admission. Organization, admission. Now, organization of event. When you talk about IPL event being there, all the services which are associated with IPL is organization of event. Only ticket that you pay and enter is nothing but admission. Ticket and the food that you have. Along with the ticket, you'll have food. So, ticket and the food is only related to admission. Everything else is related to organization of an event. Right. Now, when you talk about event, this example we took it for what? Performance. Now, what I'm doing with the same example, what I'm doing? I'm changing few things. I'm not talking about performance now. I'm talking about event. I'm talking about event. Right. So now my focus is event. I'm keeping everything else the same. So that is event. One is organization of an event, including sponsorship. One is admission to an event, including admission to a place. So you're talking about event-based services. Everything else I'm keeping the same. What will be the impact on answers? Now, if it is organization of an event, B2B, where is the location of recipient? B2B, organization of an event. We are talking about organization of an event. B2B, B2C is relevant. Yes. So location of, if it is B2B, registered recipient. So where is the recipient located? Karnataka. So rather than writing performance, now I am going to write event. Rather than writing performance, I am changing everything to as event. What if it is B2C? If the event is in India, it is where it is held, Maharashtra. If the event is outside India, it is not where it is held, it is location of recipient. Where is the recipient? Karnataka. Where is the recipient? Karnataka. So this change you find evidently. Clear? But what if I tell that it is admission, tickets? Then where event is held. If the event is in Maharashtra, whether it is B2B or B2C. If the event is in USA, whether it is B2B or B2C. No change now. Are you guys clear with this understanding? Right. So event also split into two parts and you will get questions only based on that. So you have to look at the words carefully, whether it is organization of an event, including sponsorship service, or admission to an event, including admission to a place. Organization, B2B, B2C. B2B, location of registered person. B2C, in India, location of event. Outside India, location of recipient. But when you talk about admission to an event, forget about everything else. It is whether B2B, B2C is not at all relevant. It is location of event. Whether in India or outside India, it is location of event. Are we guys clear with this understanding? This is how you have to look at the provisions. So performance based, one was in B2B, B2C category, one was normal category. Forget about B2B, B2C. Same was true with event. Now, transportation of goods. When you talk about transportation of goods, this point is now not there, export of goods and all. Transportation of goods. If it is B2B, location of the registered recipient. If it is B2C, location where the goods are handed over for transportation. In simple language, starting point of the goods, not end point of the goods. Location where the goods are handed over for transportation means starting point of the goods. If it is B2B, simple, wherever is recipient located, location of registered recipient. If it is B2C, supposing the goods are moving from Tamil Nadu to Maharashtra, recipient is Maharashtra registered. I'm not writing it, simple, recipient is Maharashtra registered. Answer is Maharashtra. Recipient is Maharashtra not registered, where the goods are handed over for delivery. Answer is Tamil Nadu. Answer is Tamil Nadu. Passenger transportation services. Passenger transportation services. When you talk about your passenger transportation services, again, life is very simple. If it is B2B, location of registered person. If it is B2C, now B2C has got two parts now. One normal ticket, one pass. One is your normal ticket. One is your normal ticket. And one is your pass. Everyone would have remembered your concept of pass, bus pass. Even nowadays, businessmen will have train pass. A very high-end businessman will have flight pass. What is the concept of pass? You pay a lump sum amount at the beginning and you tell that I will travel in this place routinely. So if I show the pass, please allow me. Correct? That's the concept of pass. Right to passage. Right to passage. What is the difference between ticket? Ticket means supposing I want to go from say Delhi to Kolkata. I have to take a ticket from Delhi to Kolkata. I have to return it back. Kolkata to Delhi. I have to take another ticket. Correct? But I am a frequent flyer from Delhi to Kolkata. In a week, I will travel 4-5 times. A lot of business visits are there. And in a year, it will be huge. And I always travel by flight. I may go and ask Indigo Airlines telling that, do you have any system where you can give me discount? Because in a year, I am going to travel lots and lots of times, minimum say 100 times. So why don't you give me some discount? They tell, okay, we'll do one thing. You pay a lump sum amount of 2 lakh rupees. Every time if you pay, it will be say 5,000, 10,000. You pay a lump sum amount only 2 lakh rupees. Throughout the year, you can travel 100 times. Delhi to Kolkata, Kolkata to Delhi. This is called as rite of passage. Now, normal ticket B2C. Normal ticket B2C is the place of supply is the place where the passengers embarks the conveyance, which means passenger enters the conveyance. Passenger embarks the conveyance means passenger enters the conveyance for continuous journey. Now, if it is pass, if it is not ticket, if it is pass. If it is pass, if the address of the recipient is on record, location of recipient, mostly if it is pass, address will be there on record. If address by any chance is not there, location of supplier. Location of supplier. Now, what I am trying to tell, please understand whether it is ticket or whether it is pass. There is absolutely no problem if it is B2B. If supposing you're talking about location of supplier is in Tamil Nadu and location of recipient is Maharashtra. Absolutely no problem. Right? But for B2C, there is obviously issue. You have to split whether it is a ticket case per travel or at the pass case, multiple travels. Correct? Single travel, multiple travels. If it is B2B, whether it is ticket, that is single travel, or it is pass, that is multiple travel, no issues. Place of supply is location of recipient, which is Maharashtra. Correct? Now, if it is ticket, let us assume that in this ticket, I am going to travel from, I'm taking other places where you are talking about neither Tamil Nadu nor Maharashtra. I am going to travel from say Kolkata to say I am going to travel to Ladakh. I may do business with state. Supplier is in Tamil Nadu, recipient is Maharashtra, but I am traveling from Kolkata to Ladakh. Where is the place of supply? The recipient is unregistered. Passengers like you and me, unregistered. If at all you are unregistered, what will happen? It is place where the passenger embarks the conveyance for continuous journey. It will be Kolkata. It will be Kolkata, West Bengal. Clear? But if it is pass, multiple travels. So multiple travels means I'm just putting that there'll be lots and lots of travels. Then place of supply. If at all, normally what will happen? Location of recipient will be on records. So location of recipient which is on records will be there. It will be Maharashtra. It will be, if at all it is not there, Tamil Nadu. Location of supplier, Tamil Nadu. If at all it is not there, location of supplier, Tamil Nadu. Are you guys clear with this understanding? If by any chance you tell that no, location of recipient is not there in records, then it is location of supplier, Tamil Nadu. Location of supplier, it is either or. If you have the recipient address, location of recipient. If you don't have recipient address, then location of supplier. Right. This will be there in past case, because in past case what will happen? I'll pay initially a bulk amount 2 lakhs, correct? But I'll be traveling very frequently, again and again. Every time there'll be no place of supply. When I make the payment, there'll be place of supply. This is there when you're talking about tickets, passenger transportation service. But wait. There is supply of services on board a conveyance when you are talking about passenger transportation service. When you're traveling in your train or bus or plane or vessel, there is certain services that you get. The example that she said, food, services. Now it is not supply of goods on board a conveyance. It is supply of service on board a conveyance. Supply of service on board a conveyance. What will be the answer? It is first schedule point of departure of the conveyance. It is first schedule point of departure of that conveyance. First schedule point of departure of that particular conveyance. Now to put in a very simple terms, let me give an example where there is a train which is starting from Kanyakumari and it is say ending at Ladakh. Right, there is a passenger who has entered Kanyakumari. There is a passenger say who has entered from say Coimbatore, and there is a passenger who has entered from Bangalore, and there is a passenger who has entered from Delhi. And via Delhi it has gone to Ladakh. Right, so how many passengers are there? Passenger 1, passenger 2, passenger 3, passenger 4, passenger 4, 4 passengers. 4 passengers. Everyone has taken a ticket. Passenger 1 is registered. Passenger 1 is registered. He is registered supposing in West Bengal. Passenger 2 is unregistered. Passenger 2 is unregistered. Passenger 3 is registered and passenger 3 is registered in Punjab. Passenger 4 registered. Just because passenger 1 is entering at Kanyakumari does not mean he should be registered in Tamil Nadu. He may be registered in West Bengal. Just because passenger 3 has entered in Bangalore does not mean that he should be there in Karnataka. He may be there in Punjab. Right. Now, all the 4 passengers have service. Now, please tell me the place of supply for passenger transportation service and for your services on board. Everyone is having food during journey. Services on board a conveyance, which means in simple language, one I'm talking about ticket and one I'm talking about say food or other services. Let's say for example food. Now what is the place of supply? What is the place of supply? For passenger 1, ticket. Passenger 1, ticket. He is registered, unregistered. Registered, unregistered. For ticket, if it is registered, what is the place of supply? Location of registered recipient, that is West Bengal. If he is not registered, passenger 2 not registered, Passenger to not registered. Normal ticket case, not pass case. Whether he embarks the conveyance for continuous journey. What it is? Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. Passenger 3 registered. Passenger 3 registered. It is location of registered recipient. It will be Punjab. Passenger 4 not registered. Passenger 4 not registered. Where he embarks the conveyance for continuous journey. Delhi. What about food which every 4 of them had? At different point of, they might not have food together. They might have food at different point of time. What is the answer? Here, your answer is dependent on B2B or B2C. But here, whether it is B2B or B2C is not relevant. What is the answer? First schedule point of departure of the conveyance. When that conveyance started? From where that conveyance started? So, if that conveyance started, every journey, every train will have a starting point. Every flight will have a starting point. Every bus will have a starting point. From where the conveyance started? From where the conveyance started? So, the answer is Kanyakumari, that is Tamil Nadu in all the cases. The answer is Kanyakumari, that is Tamil Nadu for all the 4 cases. For all the 4 cases. Clear? If I want to make it more interesting, I'll tell that at Tirupur, there is a supplier who entered with t-shirts, and for all 4 of the passengers purchased the t-shirts. Goods supply on board. The first 2 are service. This is goods. The first 2 is service. This is goods. What will be the place of supply? Louder. Louder. For all the 4 cases, it is the place where the goods were taken on board. What is that place? What is that place? Tirupur. Tamil Nadu is the state. What is that place? Tirupur. So now you have 2 services place of supply, 1 goods place of supply given in the same example. 2 services, passenger transportation services, services on board a conveyance. 1 goods on board a conveyance during that passenger transportation journey. Here also, whether it is B2B or B2C is not relevant. Are you guys clear with this understanding? Passenger transportation service and services on board a conveyance. Now, next is where you're talking about your insurance service. Insurance service. B2B. Location of the registered person. If the recipient is registered person. B2C. Insurance case, always it will be recipient place because always address is on records. B2B, location of registered recipient. B2C, also location of recipient which is available on records. If you are taking insurance, your address will be surely there with them. But the difference is if it is B2B, you will decide the address. Location of registered recipient, what GST number you gave. B2C, location of recipient or your location which is there on my records. Right. This is insurance service. Whenever you talk about insurance, that's a sister service which will come. Something related to insurance service. If you talk about insurance service, you should know something about banking and financial services, including stockbroking. For them, whether it is B2B or B2C does not matter. If address is there on records, location of recipient. If address is not there, location of supplier. 99% cases, banking and financial services, recipient's address will be there on records, location of recipient. 1% possibility that recipient's address is not available on records. It is location of themselves, location of supplier. So please differentiate it. Insurance, B2B, location of registered recipient. B2C, location of recipient which is available on records. Banking, financial services, including stockbroking, whether B2B or B2C. If address of recipient is there, location of recipient on record. So if it is not there, it is possible. Very rarely it is possible. Then location of supplier. Location of supplier. Now, if you look at the earlier part, whatever place of supply were based on registration status, we saw it with related points which are not based on registration, B2B or B2C. Now, other points. Immovable property related services. Immovable property related services. Services which are directly in relation to immovable property, including accommodation services and services ancillary to the above. Any service related to immovable property, but here it is directly in relation to immovable property like construction service, architect service, real estate agent service. Accommodation service means you're staying in a hotel. One is construction of a place, construction, architect or real estate agent. One is the hotel is there, you're staying in a hotel. Or services ancillary to the above. Services ancillary to the above. Immovable property related services. If the immovable property or boat or vessel, rather here is not only immovable property related services, it is also related to boat or vessel. When you are traveling in a boat or vessel, if the immovable property or boat or vessel is in India, if it is in India, location of the immovable property. If it is outside India, it is very similar to what we have already discussed for events. What we have already discussed for, if the immovable property, boat or vessel is in India, it is location of that immovable property. If the immovable property or boat or vessel is outside India, it is location of recipient. I'll give a very simple example. I am an interior decorator for Taj Hotel to be constructed in Delhi. To be constructed in Delhi. What is the place of supply? Whether the immovable property is there in India? Yes. What is the place of supply? Delhi. But for Taj Hotel, I am giving interior designing for a hotel to be constructed in USA. For a hotel to be constructed in, Taj can start hotel chain in USA. Hotel to be constructed in USA. What is the place of supply? Answer is not USA. Then I will go with location of recipient. Where Taj head office is located. Taj may tell that we are located at Mumbai. So for that, place of supply will be Maharashtra. Place of supply will be Maharashtra. Or I may give a very different example. I am constructing a new house bigger than Antilla for Mukesh Ambani. For Mukesh Ambani. Now I am going to construct that house for Mukesh Ambani, who's there in Maharashtra, in Delhi. So where is the supplier located? Tamil Nadu. Where is the recipient located? Maharashtra. Where he is going to construct the house? Delhi. Where is the place of supply? Delhi. Because immovable property is in Delhi. If I tell Mukesh Ambani tells that no. I want a house at London. I want a house at London. Where is the supplier located? Tamil Nadu. Where is the recipient located? Maharashtra. Now where is the immovable property going to be constructed? London. If the immovable property is outside India, then place of supply is location of recipient. That is Maharashtra. The same thing is true with boat or vessel. The same thing is true with this boat and vessel will be when I am staying in boat or vessel. I am going for a cruise trip in boat or vessel. I am going for a cruise trip in boat or vessel. If it is moving within Kerala, answer is Kerala. If it is from Kerala, it is going, say, somewhere outside India. I paid for a cruise, but it is outside India. I paid in India, but it is outside India. Then location of recipient. Location of recipient. So that is the answer when you talk about your immovable property related services. Immovable property related services. Now, if you look at this entire chart, entire scenario, only two services are left out. What are the two services which are left out? They are telecommunication service and advertisement service to government. Telecommunication service, we'll see in a very simple way. Telecommunication service split into two parts. Wire, wireless. Wire, wireless. One you're talking about wire and one you're talking about wireless. Telecommunication services, you're talking about wire and you're talking about wireless. You're talking about wireless. Wire means I fix a telecommunication line, that'll be a telecommunication circuit. If it is through wire, place of supply is location where the devices are installed. Whenever you're getting telecommunication service through a wire, be it your telephone line or internet line, there will be a device installed. Location where the device is installed. Location where the device is installed. If it is wireless, wireless means also simple answer, but if it is postpaid. If at all it is postpaid, then billing address. Place of supply is, see, answer is very simple for wire category where the device is installed. Even wireless answer is very simple. If it is postpaid, billing address. Entire issue starts when it is wireless and prepaid. When it is wireless and prepaid. So when it is wireless and it is prepaid, then you have to ask. Then you have to ask a question. That is it through a selling agent or a reseller or a distributor? Jio is giving you internet services or telecommunication services through a distributor. So Jio to distributor, place of supply will be the address of the selling agent or the reseller or the distributor as per the records of Jio. As per the records of Jio. Now, please understand it is Jio to distributor, address of the distributor. Now, you might get telecommunication services either via distributor or directly via Jio. So, first case is Jio to distributor. Jio to distributor, address of the distributor. Second case is distributor to consumer or Jio to consumer, directly by Jio to consumer. So, here you are talking about by any person. This by any person is Jio to consumer or distributor to consumer. Distributor to consumer. Place of supply is where that prepayment is received or vouchers are sold. Where the payment is received by the distributor or Jio or where the vouchers are sold. Nowadays, we don't have the concept of vouchers, but there was time where vouchers are being sold. You have to scratch it and get the amount. You have to scratch it and get that amount. I repeat, Jio to distributor, place of supply, address of the distributor, and Jio to consumer or distributor to consumer, place of supply is where the prepayment is received or where the voucher, simple language, where the money is collected, where the money is collected. But if at all you are talking about in other cases where the payment is made via internet banking or electronic mode, a lot of times what are we doing now? Even if you are taking it from distributor or Jio, we are making the payment through your internet banking or electronic mode, Paytm or GPay, correct? In that case, it is address of recipient and records. You don't go to the distributor place and give him the cash. You directly call him and tell him to do recharge. What you do? You directly make the payment by internet or any electronic mode. In that case, place of supply is location of the recipient which is available in the records. If location of the recipient is not there by default, location of the supplier. If supplier has your location, it is location of the recipient. If supplier is not having your location, location of supplier. Location of supplier. This entire issue is when wireless prepaid. If it is wire category, where the device is installed, simple. If it is wireless category, postpaid, billing address. Entire issue starts when wireless prepaid. Jio to distributor, address of the distributor. Jio to consumer or distributor to consumer, where the prepayment is received or vouchers are sold, which means where the amount money is collected. But if it is any other case where the payment is made by internet banking or online mode, then you're not going physically there. You're making the payment via internet banking or electronic mode. Then it is, if the supplier is having your address, location of recipient. If supplier is not having your address, location of supplier. Location of supplier. Here, whether it is B2B or B2C is not at all relevant. And final category is advertisement services to government. Advertisement services to, please understand that if advertisement is given to a normal private company, be it Reliance Limited or any other private entity, then it is not coming here. It will go to section 12 subsection 2. B2B, location of registered recipient. B2C, address there, location of recipient. Address not there, location of supplier. So here you're talking about advertisement service to government. Advertisement service to government. If you're talking about advertisement services to government, who's the recipient? Government. The supplier can be anyone. Supplier can be anyone. Then place of supply is all that state where advertisement is being reaching, where your advertisement actually reaches. And rule 3 gives the list of examples how to take it. I'll just give 1 or 2 points. Other things you can go through rule 3. Suppose very logical proportion. If at all advertisement is given by Tamil Nadu government via newspapers, printer material, etc., then how to, because the advertisement will not be given only in Tamil Nadu, it will reach even other states. Then number of materials distributed in each state. Supposing 1 lakh t-shirts are printed, 80,000 t-shirts are given in Tamil Nadu, 20,000 t-shirts are given in Kerala. Where is the place of supply? Tamil Nadu and Kerala in the ratio of 8:2. Please understand that in all such cases where you have multiple answers, if the contract itself gives the split up, you go as per contract. If contract is not giving the split up, you will take the help of rules. You will take the help of rules. I'll take another example. Say for example, the advertisement by Tamil Nadu government is by putting the advertisement on train. A train which is starting from Tamil Nadu but ending at Delhi. Train which is starting from Tamil Nadu ending at Delhi. Advertisements are printed on train. Don't you think that that advertisement will reach multiple states? What is the place of supply? All those states. What ratio? You'll have multiple states because the train will go from Tamil Nadu, it will go to say Karnataka, then Maharashtra, then say Uttar Pradesh, then finally reach Delhi. So it is all these states. In what ratio? Ratio of kilometers of the track, because it will be following a track. Divide it in that ratio. Divide it in that particular ratio. Likewise, you have other scenarios. Very logical bifurcation. I've just given 2 scenarios. Very logical bifurcation is there in this. And please understand that this apportionment is there when you talk about rule 3, advertisement for governments. Logical. When you get multiple states as answer, logically divided with the help of rule 3. Logically divided with the help of rule 3. It is also there when you talk about immovable property. Supposing I am designing rooms for Taj Hotel, not only in Delhi but also in Mumbai. So I'll get multiple answers. Logically, I have to segregate in terms of rule 4. And supposing I'm organizing event for IPL, and that event will be in multiple states, which we are seeing. IPL event is organized in multiple states, correct? It is not organized in a single state, it is organized in multiple states, but my contract is only one. If the contract gives the breakup, no problem. If the contract is not giving the breakup, logical breakup is as per rule 5. So there are 3 rules which are there. Just see it once. Logical breakup. Rule 3 is for serves advertisement serves to government. If you have multiple states as answer, divide between multiple states as per the logical understanding of rule 3. Once you see rule 3, you will understand how to logically bifurcate it. If at all, I am designing room for Taj Hotel in Delhi, Mumbai and Kolkata. Now there are 3 answers, Delhi, Mumbai and Kolkata. If the contract gives a breakup, go with the contract. I don't need 3, 4 and 5 if the contract gives a breakup. If the contract is not giving the breakup, I'll take the help of rule 3, rule 4, rule 5. Now this rule 4 will give me the breakup for immovable property. Logical breakup. And if I'm organizing event for IPL, again it will be multiple states. The event can be held in multiple states. If the contract gives the breakup, go with the contract. If not, rule 5. So that is everything about your section 12. Just go through 3, 4, and 5. Once very logical breakup is that. I'll just give one example for rule 4 so that you'll have that particular clarity. Just one example. I'm not going to entire part. Supposing you're talking about accommodation service on a houseboat. You have gone to a boat. The boat started from Kerala, but it is also touching Tamil Nadu. It is also touching Tamil Nadu. The distribution between Kerala and Tamil Nadu will be based on time spent on the board in Kerala and time spent on the board in Tamil Nadu, which is maintained by the supplier. Supposing there is a stay, I'm staying in Taj Hotel, Mumbai and Taj Hotel Ladakh. I go for a package from MakeMyTrip.com. I stay in Taj Hotel, Mumbai and Taj Hotel Ladakh. So answer is Mumbai and Ladakh. I go for one package. 2 days in Mumbai and 3 days in Ladakh. 3 days in Ladakh. One package, single package. 2 days in Mumbai and 3 days in Ladakh. What should be the answer now? 2:3. Maharashtra and Ladakh in the ratio of number of nights stayed in that property. Number of nights stayed in that property. Supposing there is a hotel which is related single hotel in 2 states. Very rare scenario. Say for example, there is a hotel which is on the boundary of 2 states. On the boundary of, very rare but possible, boundary of 2 states. Partly in Tamil Nadu, partly in Kerala. And being in Coimbatore, it is very common for us. If you go to Anaikatti, it is highly possible that a big resort partly is there in Tamil Nadu, partly is there in Kerala. I stay in that resort. Now, it cannot be that which room I stay based on which they will give me place of supply. That cannot be the logical answer. What is the logical answer? Now, place of supply for all the stay will be 2 states, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. How to split it? Based on the square feet. Square feet of the resort in Tamil Nadu, square feet of the resort in Kerala. Very simple thing. Which means all these rules, I have not taken entire rule 3 and all. I am just telling that in 3 cases you have to take the help of rule. What are they? Advertisement service to government. You'll have multiple states as an answer. Rule 3 will help you. Rule 4, immovable property. You might have multiple answers. Rule 4 will help you. Organization of an event. You might have multiple answers. Rule 5 will help you. Logical answers. Logical answers. Rather, Rule 5 does not even give an answer. At least Rule 3 and Rule 4 take efforts to give an answer. Rule 5 does not even gives an answer. Rule 5 tells that it is on the basis of generally accepted accounting principles. If there is an event in 2 states, right, there are totally 3 events in state 1 and 2 events in state 2. What will be the logical bifurcation? 3:2. 3:2. Rather, actually, we have seen all the 3 rules. 4 seen fully, 5 seen fully, 3 I have shown you just the gist that if at all you get multiple answers, there are multiple situations which might be there. Once you go through it, life is very simple. Just once going through it is sufficient. Logical bifurcation is that. So how many cases are there where you get multiple answers? Advertisement service to government. If contract gives the breakup, go with it. Otherwise, rule 3. Immovable property related services. If multiple states has the answer, if contract gives you the answer, go with it. Otherwise, rule 4. Organization of an event. If multiple states has the answer, if contract gives you the breakup, go with it. Otherwise, rule 5. Otherwise, rule 5. So that is everything about your section 12.